Conscious Parade. 2 years ago, while I was visiting the Interpol Copenhagen Bureau, an acknowledged criminology student, among forgotten dust-covered archives containing reports of a police scam regarding the capture of a bunch of big sharks in the drug business, came across a poem written by a man called Peter C. Petersen, and he copied for me. Probably somebody tipped them off about Peter's CP, because in spite of the fact that he hadn't committed any crime, the police indeed came after him. The young junkie unscripted his premortal visions in detail. In my concern, I do not infringe the private laws, so I decided that it is worthy to publish a piece of the described above document and to perform to you his relation. In fact, though actually I have not the slightest idea on the subject, I do not suppose that this text is of any literary value to speak of. Nevertheless, I felt somehow obliged to preserve the last parade flashes of some hundreds of youngster neurons. Please, do not ask me why. First as the satyr of wishes, dressed in orange gowns. In his left hand he raises the goblet of non-realizable dreams, whereas on the right the standard with his emblem, life in happiness, and every prosperity. On his face the smile which has becomes more real, as for the insiders, more ironical. The straight speech of such an orator fulfills me with delusive vanity. After him becomes the advocate of optimism. I see this mute old man who does not fit to his suit. He seems as if he pleaded the big prosecutor to reject him. He does not carry any symbols, nor has any demands. He raises only his empty hands on a praised position before the masters. As some people say, such manners are not well seen by the elites. As third succeeds the apologies of the truth, liar and unconquerable rebel. He invokes with his tambourine once the god, once the devil, believing that he discovered another necessary antinomy to complete the set. Suddenly he stops and begins to declaim. The creator is non-stop interpreting. The victim is constantly interpreted. Eventually, he hastily joined the rest. After him, the nude virgin Sophia emerges. Her heavy breasts never sucked, even though a lot of human craves willingly the milk of wisdom. She despises speaking. Her quiver reveals no fourth nature and hunger for petting. Her hangers sway longingly. What a grace! Next steps proudly the master of terror, a seven-headed, haunted, dreary creature. The tail of his gown is lifted by the darkness. The fear is cooling him, waving ostrich feathers, by which, once upon a time, the laugher was tormented, because she bore the joy. At the path before them roses lay, and every time the master hits upon a thorn, he wakes up the dead with his screaming, and they swarm behind him, full of reverence. It was probably then that I wearily fell asleep, and I saw in my dreams this god. I did not precisely realize whether it was Dionysus, Manitou, or Brahma. He cried in front of the coffin of vain hope, on the such narrow path of happiness, in the peaceful life cemetery. He loudly lamented. allow the sun to burn the luminous series of fantasy, it will not be succeeded for the second time to save the dynasty of Logos, the immortality of the logic. But if his stand, I'll start to plead the brown fields of poppy heads, the blinkers of the poets, to cover the Damocles' sword, criticizing the pure mind. The big semaphore personality, the pyromaniac hedonic dragon, will be enlightened by the minor id. I'll grit by teeth the tree of power. I'll burn the chips with glitters of desire. Let us be blinded by the infirmity of the poems. I'll swipe up freedom. I'll imprison slavery. Not a lord, nor a slave, you'll stand before me, human, to be clenched like a Cassandra in a loop of time. However, if I didn't grow indifferent, or if I permit love lead to death, the perspectives could have been up and could have given back to us the illusion. If it is plausible for me to be born once more, I should establish one spring, or if I was to die again, I should smoke first the entirety of flourishing canopies with you, my beloved. If I were to totally forget you, I wish you to forget me too. When I woke up, in my hand already blinked a penknife, and only the most strange memory of those dream words, and the powerful craving for writing them down, restrains me from its usage. I first start the 6th of June of 2006. Postscription. Peter C. Peterson was found 5 days after the above date in his stinky apartment. Nevertheless, it was not the penknife that caused his death. Beside the body lay the syringe with a bloody needle. The prick was on the penis. Interpol, after a few days of fruitless investigation, closed the case of a man's suicide that nobody was interested in.